Malachi, there's a scarlet thread. There's a prophetic message that says who the Redeemer will be, who the Messiah is, and what he will accomplish. In Genesis, he's the creator of all things created. In Exodus, he's the Passover lamb. In Leviticus, he's the high priest. In Numbers, he's the rock of living waters. In Deuteronomy, he's the law of God. In Joshua, he's the captain of the Lord of hosts. In Judges, he's the righteous judge. In Ruth, he's the kinsman redeemer. In Samuel, he's the prophet of God. In Kings, he's the righteous king. In Chronicles, he's the covenant maker. In Ezra, he's the covenant keeper. In Nehemiah, he's the rebuilder of the wall. In Esther, he's the advocate for his people. In Job, he's the suffering servant. In Psalms, he's the promised Messiah. In Proverbs, he's the wisdom of God. In Ecclesiastes, he's the satisfaction of man. In the Song of Solomon, he's the rose of Sharon. In Isaiah, he's the suffering servant. In Jeremiah, he's the righteous branch. In Lamentations, he's the weeping prophet. In Ezekiel, he's the true shepherd. In Daniel, he's the Son of Man. In Hosea, he's the faithful husband redeeming an adulterous bride. In Joel, he's the coming Holy Spirit. In Amos, he's the plumb line of God. In Obadiah, he's the possessor of the kingdoms. In Jonah, he's dead 3 days, then risen again. In Micah, he's the one that's born in Bethlehem. In Nahum, he's the judge of all the earth. In Habakkuk, he's the salvation of God. In Zephaniah, he's the coming day of the Lord. In Haggai, he's the temple of the Lord. In Zechariah, he's the one that is pierced through. And in Malachi, he is the refiner of God's people. From Genesis to Malachi, it speaks of Jesus. And Jesus fulfilled every prophetic word in the Old Testament except one. And that's that he's coming again.